Thank you to everyone to being on this call. This call is going to be a quick, short, to the point explanation of what humanity knows, what it's going to do here for people in Africa, and how it will benefit you, not just in the short term, but in the long term. And to have that explanation, I want to introduce to you two people who have a significant financial background and strong business acumen. And first, I'll introduce Mr. Lou Zant. And Lou, you can introduce Mr. Marcus, and then we'll wrap up quick with a testimony from Mr. Caleb. So Lou Zant is a good friend of mine I've known for many years. My name is Jamal Lewis. And Lou Zant, most of you have probably heard of Calvin Klein jeans. It's one of his most famous builds. He's been in the industry of building strong companies for over 30 years. And he knows how to build companies, he knows how to make them fit, he knows what has to happen in order to get companies to over $1 billion. He's done it more than once. It's just not talk, but he's actually had the action to make it happen. So Lou, I'm going to have you go ahead first and share briefly about what you see happening here and how this all fits together and what's going to happen in Africa, being that you've built large companies like Calvin Klein and those things like that. Thank you, Lou Zant.
Well, I appreciate it so much, brother. And I probably, I don't know, I've even talked to Marcus several times. I think both of us, even though we've had very blessed backgrounds, are probably more excited about this opportunity than anything else that we've ever done, because it's just the timing is absolutely perfect. We've got this thing called cryptocurrency. We've kicked the tires on this automobile so many times to see if it's up and running and is it capable. And we know now that crypto is here to stay. We know that every country in the world has a currency that's in serious trouble. We also know that basically all currencies are run by about 5 families. We also know that Africa has a tremendous problem in 50 states, 50 currencies, 50 presidents. Nobody has faith in the currency. Nobody has faith in the banking system. And so the timing is just absolutely perfect. And so what we're doing here is we're creating the first trackable documented ledger called blockchain to make sure that everything is in order and create a decentralized gross national product. We've got the incredible resources of Africa. We've got incredible human resources. We've come up with a concept called personal natural resource, which everybody that listens to this call has, and that's time. We have the ability to give time. That is the richest asset on earth. And when you can convert time to a currency, and then we could build a large economy around this new crypto coin that we're producing, we've got the win-win-win. We're taking down all of the big obstacles of entering into the world of crypto. First of all, the heavy friction that it takes to even buy a coin. By us creating the app called Red Matter Capital, it solves that by putting all in one application. Second of all, we're going to further the momentum by creating financial literacy courses to teach people how to build wealth, how to compound what they have and what they've earned. And then on top of that, we're going to give people relief immediately by allowing them to start making money immediately and reversing the situation we have now by utilizing simple models that have been used in China, in India, in the Philippines. And I can't believe that it's all come together like this. I've never really had anything come together quite this much, except when we were launching the first big blue jean company. Everybody in the nation were turning to blue jeans. And I remember I would give speeches and I would say, mark my words, one day blue jeans will be a household word. Well, mark my words, one day Humanity Coin will be a household word. And you know why? It's because of the leadership that's being attracted to this thing. And it's not hard, let me say, to bring in the level of leadership we have, from the first director of global blockchain from IBM to branding specialists that did the brands for ESPN, Coca-Cola. We've got some of the strongest social media people in the world, influencers, powerful international figures. And the guy that's leading this is the amazing Marcus Dukes. Marcus is this kind of quiet, big-hearted guy that just plugs every day, and he thinks outside the box, but he relates. I think that's the key. He relates. Now, even though he's been a trusted business advisor, he's founded over a dozen high growth revenue creating companies in a 25-year career. And he spent his career financing companies, evaluating them, predicting whether or not they'd be successful. That's what you want. And he's consulted companies that have raised over $10 billion in mergers and acquisitions. That's the kind of partner I want. And he's also the founder of the Technology Transfer Institute, which is so important because they've already committed to create over 1 million jobs in the country of Nigeria alone. So with that, I'd like to have Marcus come on and just sum up his vision and a couple of the events that have happened that creates this monster that we have here. Thank you so much. And Marcus, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Excellent. So thank you for that, Lou. Thank you for that introduction, and thank you, Jamal. And we're going to be, again, quick to the point here, because we don't want anyone in Africa to miss this opportunity. We spent several years, starting 6 years ago, coming back and forth to Africa. I've been primarily in Africa and surrounding areas for the last 4.5 years. Lou said we have a private partnership with the Nigerian government to create 1 million jobs. But this opportunity, it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And the opportunity here is to get more than 300,000 humanity NFTs issued to you for free. 300,000 humanity NFTs will be issued to African citizens for free. This is going to happen in the month of September. And your only opportunity, there will never be 300,001. There will never be another opportunity to get this NFT, to own one of these humanity NFTs. So that's the bottom line. That's the end goal. That's the goal of this presentation. You'll get the opportunity, and we can hopefully have you join us. We started about 6 years ago, as I said, then solidly since 4.5 years ago, and we ended up, due to COVID, building a blockchain-based program that allows people to convert their time into income and their time into portfolio, into equities, into assets. Time into income, because we know everybody in Africa has time. We have a concept called personal natural resources. That's your ability to use your skills, your time, your ambassadorship, your network, and your data to create money for yourself. We picked those things because every single person in Africa, everyone that you know, every family member that you have, every friend that you have, can do the same thing that we're going to teach you how to do, which is how to convert those things into cash that you can live on. Cash that can lift those of you who are out of poverty, out of poverty. Cash that will allow you to then start planning and building a life, and building a stable financial life from here on out. So we started a program. We ended up having to adapt the program due to blockchain. And when we created the new version, it allows you to do digital tasks on our blockchain platform, 6 tasks that anyone can do. Recruit people to the platform to come and get money. It doesn't It's not hard to get people to recruit people to come get free money. Coach, share content, create content, verify identity and quality control. 6 tasks that we could train any and everyone to do. People come to the platform, they do tasks, they get paid in our crypto, humanity, crypto. And then they can do one of 3 things with their crypto. You can sell it and turn it into Naira or Rand in South Africa or shillings in Kenya, Uganda immediately. You can save it or you can invest it. If you try to invest it, we help you invest it and give you more crypto to invest with it. Pitching wallet. Help you make a way to create a portfolio out of time. Now, we've done this since the end of 2020. And since then, over 100,000 people joined, 59,000 people have consistently earned money from the program. 3,000 people support their family off of the program across Africa. And 300 people have been able to move into middle class, making roughly around $1,000 a month. This is what's going to be available to any and everyone who gets ownership of one of these humanity NFTs. The ability to learn the process, learn the program, learn the system, to build your income, and then be a resource for not only you and your family, but be a resource for your entire community. We're super excited about that, super excited about the program. We know that many other programs have come through Africa and around Africa, especially around crypto. We know how big crypto is in Nigeria and Kenya and South Africa and all over the continent. And with that always comes programs that are not so, up and up. But we've taken the time, and as Lou said, we built a team of professionals to make this different than any other program that's come through Africa. This program was built for you, but built by people from around the world who are participating and making sure this is the best blockchain project in the world, and it will be the largest because it has a real utility case. We know that also that there are things that people brought to you that they want you to spend your money on. But this presentation is not about you spending money. In fact, we never ask the members for money. We want members to contribute time, pledge 100 hours, and then start building income and assets for themselves. That's it. In our system, everyone creates value, and from that created value, the entire ecosystem has exponentially is growing its value. So, quite simply, directly to the point, how do you get one of these NFTs? You have to register. You have to create a profile. Registration is 4 or 5 fields. It takes less than a minute. You have to create a profile. Once you create your profile, you have to take a short, less than 1 hour blockchain class online, watch a video. You have to take a blockchain quiz. You have to complete a blockchain survey. And then you have to verify your identity. We verify identity because we want to make sure that only one person owns each one NFT per person, so that we have 300,000 unique Africans as owners of these NFTs. From there, you'll be qualified to receive the NFT. During the month of September, 300,000 lucky, blessed people will receive the humanity NFT, and they get to start building these businesses that are going to provide for them and their families. So that's it. This call is really to just let you know that you don't want to miss this opportunity. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. It's been prepared for you by many people in Africa, where we have 100,000 plus people who worked with the project for over 2.5 years to get it perfected. We have people all over the world who are working on the project daily. And it was designed to build the economy around you, the decentralized GDP of Africa. With that, I'm going to turn it back over to Jamal. And if I had a lot of time, we want to be short. There's so many different success stories already in the network of people who are taking care of their families and people who've actually used the money to finish college. But that's just the beginning. The future success stories are going to outshine and exponentially be larger than the past success stories. So with that, I'm going to turn back over to Jamal, and we welcome you aboard and excited about you being here.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Thank you for sharing. We really appreciate what you've done for Africa. I know you have a heart for Africa, and you have done a lot on the ground, and a lot of people are starting to benefit. I know you told me about the lady that was, was able to take care of her family, and before you met her, she was pretty much, jobless, never drove in an actual taxi car. But now, as a result of this, she's able to move out and be able to take care of her family and be able to actually buy herself a little small car. So these are the reasons why we're in it, because we know that there's going to be a lot of people's lives that are going to change. And at the end of the day, it's not about all the money, but it's about how many lives you can change, because that's what really makes a difference. And so, talking about a person that really has a passion for Africa, a person that's been a 40-year veteran, self-contained, self-supported entrepreneur, 7-figure earner, and it really has a passion for people in Africa, has supported it in many other ventures. I want to introduce Mr. Caleb. And Caleb, just share briefly about why you're so excited about this project for Africa, and even where you're from. Thank you, Caleb.
Thank you. Thank you, Jamal. Can you hear me okay?
Loud and clear.
Good. Thank you. Listen, I live a pretty comfortable life here in Marina del Rey, California, but I've always had a real passion of really helping the continent of Africa, but never really knew how to help. I was when I was introduced to this project that was teaching people how to fish as opposed to giving them a meal, my ears kind of perked up. Here I could put up a small amount of money and partner with an African citizen that's contributing sweat equity on a project now that is going to teach Africans how to onboard the world in cryptocurrency. I mean, that's huge. I mean, that really got me excited, because normally people talked about sending some food to Africa and that sort of thing, but you're not teaching them, you're not helping them really how to be self-sufficient. And this really gave me that. And to really understand how supernatural this is, let me give you just a little background in our own history. Just 130 years ago, a group of Europeans sat down at what was called the Berlin Conference around 1884 and divided up Africa. You take these countries, you take that section, you take this country. They were talking among themselves, and they divided up the whole land. And they took these resources from Africa back to their own country, where they built wealth. The rest of the world is wealthy. We're calling them the first world nations. And this is a third world nation where all of these resources came from to really help build these nations. But look at the irony here. 130 years later, God raises up a Marcus and assembles a strong team around him to hold this conference that we're on right now, that we'll call this the Digital Grassroots Conference, to make Africa the leader in onboarding the world in cryptocurrency. I mean, think how big that is. Cryptocurrency, people are able to retire in 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 years, whereas in the traditional world, it's taking people 40 years, and many of them never get a chance to do anything like retire. So just look how God works. He takes a descendant of Africa who had a seat at the table in Silicon Valley, the digital capital of the world, and gives him a divine plan to transform sweat equity by the Africans into a commodity that will give Africans control of their continent once again. What could be more divine than this? Soon, just think about it, Africa will be on par with the rest of the world in many respects. And for me to have an opportunity to be a part of this, I mean, it's a dream come true to me. So I want to thank Marcus. I want to thank Lou and Jamal and the entire team that God has assembled here, because I believe God put this whole thing together. And allowing me to get that phone call and actually hear what I heard, and just my passion just really came to life again, you know. So that's my take, Jamal, and I'm just happy to be on board, and hopefully thousands, millions, actually millions of people will be living in middle class in Africa. That's my hope, and I love to come there and visit and just see this for myself. This is fantastic. This is something that my grandparents and their parents, even my great grandparents, never would have dreamed of, but would be so proud that I'm a part of something like this. So thank you all for just allowing me to be a part of this. Jamal, back to you.
Thank you, Caleb. Thank you so much for sharing your heart and your passion. And when Marcus and Lou shared this with me as well, I really had no clue until I started getting on the phone with people in Africa, and we were on the phone with a guy from Liberia the other day, and I really had no idea what extreme poverty was living in the United States. And Marcus asked the guy how many people in Liberia. He said about 5 million people in Liberia, and he said, but out of those 5 million people in Liberia, maybe 4 million of them are living below $1 US a day. And here in the US, that's almost impossible for us to think about. We don't even understand what that means, because people buy sodas and drinks and cigarettes and stuff for $1, $2 a day. They don't think about it. But now we're really seeing how it's going to make a big difference in somebody's life. How that soda that we just bought or drink, whatever it is actually able to feed another person. So I'll end with this. One of my mentors said to me that there was an interview with one of the most famous soccer players. And he said, what's the difference between a good player and a great player? And he said, the good player sees the ball, he stays on top of it, he dribbles and he scores. But the great player anticipates where the ball is going to go and get there first. Well, the leaders here know that we need to get there first. The people that are hearing this call need to get there first. Because if we don't get there first, Facebook is going to get there first, Google will get there first, Apple will get there first, and Africa will be back in the same place it's always been and not have a chance to move forward. So we're here to impress upon you that this is a big opportunity. Most of you on these calls might have, not been used to getting a phone call like this, because usually when the big companies are sitting down together, they don't call the people and say, hey, you guys want to be in on this. They just call their regular friends. So whoever invited you to see this hears enough about you to give you an opportunity to own a piece of the blockchain in Africa. This is not a network. This is not a network marketing kind of thing. This is real business, real companies, real presidents, real stuff happening on the ground. Even Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the things you heard about, nobody called you up and said, hey, you want to be a part of that when it was, in the beginning. And so now you have a chance to be able to engage this from the beginning, and not a couple years down the road say, hey, I wish I had gotten into that. Right. So you have the opportunity to act now, and pay the person a professional courtesy who thought enough about you to invite you to this, and let them know how you'd like to proceed and how you'd like to get an NFT. This is a once in a lifetime situation. The NFTs are limited, and there's a lot of people who know the benefit and they want to get them. Okay, so I'll end with this as well. Muhammad Ali, one of the greatest boxers in the world, he said that during the interview, he said to people that the best thing that we can do is we can do well by doing good. And with Humanity Node Protocol, together we will do well by doing good, and also together we will build as one. So with that, have a good night or a good day wherever you are, and we look forward to seeing you in our onboarding session so we can help you to help your family to move forward in this new blockchain universe. Thank you.